नललिढलोका त्रणाय कारुण्यगणागणात्वाम् संसारधावानललिढलोका त्रणाय कारुण्यगणागणात्वाम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याणगुणनवास्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम् महाप्रभु कीर्तनमितगीता वादित्रमध्यान् मनसुरसेना महाप्रभु कीर्तनमितगीता वादित्रमध्यान् मनसुरसेना रोमचकम्पासुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहारा धननित्यनाना श्रृङ्गारतान्मादियमजनालो श्रीविग्रहारा धननित्यनाना श्रृङ्गारतान्मादियमजनालो वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम् माधुर्या लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना श्रीराधिका माधुर्या लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना श्रीराधिका माधुर्या लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना श्रीराधिका माधुर्या लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना भक्तितनात्या अनलोलितात्या वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् प्रतीक्षणास्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् निकुञ्जयो नारदियोतिरपेक्षणीया निकुञ्जयो नारदियोतिरपेक्षणीया वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणरविन्दम् सदाविनाक्ष्या Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Shastri Vena Samasta Shastri Tathasthabhavayeva Sadhi. Shastri Vena Samasta Shastri Tathasthabhavayeva Sadhi. Pintu Prabhurya Priyatasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Yasya prasada Bhagavad prasado Yasya prasada Nishikuti. Dayam Shubham Satyaya Sasitam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Dayam Shubham Satyaya Sasitam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhu Nityananda, Radhaita, Radha Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Prabhu Nityananda, Yadaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari, Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Govindaya Shri Madhusudana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Moha Giridhari Gopinath Madana Moha Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shiruvasi Sanatana Bhatta Raguna Shiruvasi Sanatana Bhatta Raguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna Narayana Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Narayana Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Hari Bol Jai
iskcon founder Acharya saved the whole world. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai
Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramaspurushaya Putartatashi Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramaspurushaya Gopi Shodat Bhavaji Maharaj ki Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramahansa Paragacharya Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Guru Parampara ki Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki Dev Shri Gauhar Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Chankara Radhikari Govardhan ki Navindam ki Govardhan ki Jagannath Puri ki Shri Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Bhaktivinoda ki Gaur Premananda Om Gori Shri Krishna Gori Shri Krishna Gori Shri Krishna Gori Shri Guru and Shri Guru Shri Prabhupada
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Namaste Narasimhaya
Prahlada Hlada Daine
Prahlada Ladadaine
Prahlada Prahaladadayine
Prahaladadayine
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha
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 Shilatankanakalaye
Shilatankanakalaye
O Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha
Yato Yato Yami Tato 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 Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha
Narasimha Madhum Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhum Sharanam Prapade
Narasimha Madhim Sharanam Prapade
Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Shringam Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vinga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vinga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev
Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev
Jaya Kalamara 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 Jaya Kalamara
Jaya Kalamara Jaya Kalamara Jaya Kalamara Jaya Kalamara
सिंहदेव भगवान की
जय।
प्रहलाद महाराज की
Jai
Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki
जय
Shri Gauri Sai ki
Jai
Pancha Tattva ki
Jai
What's next?
जय
प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृन्दायै तुलसीदेवै प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः वृन्दायै तुलसीदेवै प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः
महारानी की
नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी पापानि ब्रह्मात्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपादे पादे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्मात्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणापदे पदे
यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्मात्यधिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपादे पादे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi
Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi Jaya Tulasi Devi
Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi
Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi Jaya Vrinda Devi
Bhakti Maharani ki
Jai.
तो श्री भाई के केशव कृष्ण विष्णु भक्त हरे कृष्ण नमः
Jai Tulsi Devi Priya Keshav Satya Vishwavati Devi Satyavati Namo Namaha
Jai Tulsi Devaya Keshav Shikha Vishnu Bhakt Hare Krishna Namaha
Jai Tulsi Devi Priya Keshav Satya Vishwavati Devi Satyavati Namo Namaha
Jai Tulsi Devaya Indaya Tulsi Devaya Priyaya Keshavashicha Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Sachivachana Mona Maha
महारानी की
शास्त्र विचारणैकनिपुनो सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानां हितकारिणो त्रिभुवने वन्दे शरण्यकरो राधाकृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्दे नमतारिको वन्दे रूप सनातन
Reading from the book Nectar of Devotion, chapter 15. The gopis may be considered to be examples of spontaneous love in sensual attraction. The gopis are young girls and Krishna is a young boy. Superficially, it seems that the gopis are attracted to Krishna on grounds of sex. Similarly, King Kamsa was attracted to Krishna because of fear. Kamsa was always fearful of Krishna because it had been foretold that his sister's son Krishna would kill him. Shishupala was also always envious of Krishna, and the descendants of King Yadu, due to their family relationship with Krishna, were always thinking of him as one of their members. All of these different kinds of devotees have a spontaneous attraction for Krishna in different categories, and they achieve their same desired goal of life. The attraction of the gopis for Krishna and the affection of the members of Yadu dynasty are both accepted as spontaneous or raganuga. The attraction for Kamsa to Krishna in fear and the attraction of Shishupala in envy are not accepted as devotional service. However, because their attitudes are not favorable. Devotional service should be executed only in a favorable frame of mind. Therefore, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, such attractions are not considered to be in devotional service. Again, he analyzes the affection of the Yadus. If it is on the platform of friendship, then it is a spontaneous love. But if it is on the platform of regulative principles, then it is not. And only when affections comes to the platform of spontaneous love is it counted in the category of pure devotional service. Nectar of Devotion.
भूरिवर्धनं प्रतिपदं पूर्णामृतस्वरूपं सर्वात्मस्वात्मं परं जयते श्रीकृष्ण संकीर्तनं नाम नामधारी बहुधा सर्वशक्ति तत्रापिता नियमिता स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तो कृपा भगवान् नमापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं राजनिनानुग्रहः विनादपि सुनिचेनात्रोरपि सहिष्णुना अमान्यमानदेना कीर्तनया सदा भवेत् न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीशकामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवता भक्तिरहति त्वयि ऐदनगतजाकरमदितं मां विशमे भवानुदौ कृपया तव पादापङ्कजसिता गुरुसदृशं विचिन्तय नयनं गदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया विरह कुलकर्किचितं प्रभो कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रवृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविग्रहेण मे आशिषवापररतां विनश्रु माम् आदर्शनां वर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नामरः हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
translation of verse 6. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Now we are reading the 10 offenses against the holy name. It's on the back side. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives to propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Who is considered the name of the demigod, the Lord Shiva, Lord Rama, be equal to or anything the name of Lord Vishnu.
Disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version.
To consider the words of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
To give some mundane interpretations to the holy names of the Lord.
7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
And it is considered the chanting as one of the auspicious ritualistic activity. Offered in the Vedas is a fruit of activity or karma kanda.
To instruct the faithless person of all the glories of the holy name.
And do not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must faithfully guard against all these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired goal and success of life. Krishna Holy.
Let us offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who are just like desire trees who can fulfill all desires and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls.
DP greetings.
Who has the song? And then? Then?
Class.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Jai Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra.
Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatune.
Jagannath Swami, Nayana Patagami, Nayana Patagami, Bhavatume.
Govinda. Manujami.
Govinda Adi Purusha
Manujami. Govinda.
Adi Purusha Tamam Bhajami.
Jaya Nanda. Govinda.
tamaham bhajami.
Ani Asakale Priyaviti Manti Pasyanti Panti Dayanti Shiranti Ananda Jaya Sadhu Dharanihasa Govinda Adipurusha Tamaham bhajami 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 Govinda Adipurusha Tamaham bhajami. Jai.
Jai.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Prabhupada,
Jaya
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Charavana Parma Kevalavakati Sadva
Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma
Andamrita Vadana
Mando Savadana Mate
Andamrita Vadana
Mando Savadana Mate Jara prasade Bhavatoriya Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite
Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite
Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoite
Guru Mukha Anavasya Iti Teko Iyakya
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chidate Koriya
Guru Mukha Panavasya Iti Teko Iyakya
Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chidate Koriya Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Shri Guru Charane Rati Ese Uttama Gati Ye Prajare Pure Sarva Asha Ye Prajare Pure Sarva Asha Chakudan Biloge Jame Jame Prabhu Se Chakudan Biloge Jame Jame Prabhu Se Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito Prema Bhakti Jahate Avidya Vinasha Jate Prema Bhakti Jahate Avidya Vinasha Jate Vede Gaya Haracharito Narito. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramana Narabandhu. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramana Narabandhu. Lokana Lokera Divana. Lokana Lokera Divana. Mahaprabhu Karo Daya Deho More Parachaya. Mahaprabhu Karo Daya Deho More Parachaya. Eveya Vishudri Bhuvana. Eveya Vishudri Bhuvana. Mahaprabhu Karo Daya Deho More Parachaya. Mahaprabhu Karo Daya Deho More Parachaya. Eveya Vishudri Bhuvana. Eveya Vishudri Bhuvana. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramana Narabandhu. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Aramana Narabandhu. Lokana Lokera Divana. Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Krishna Pradaya, Krishna Pitaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine.
Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shivasesha Sunyavari Ashtatya
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastari Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Govinda Gopinath, Madana Mohan. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavan, Govinda Gopinath, Madana Mohan.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda,
Jaya
Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Gaura Bhakta-vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hey Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jaya Chaitanya, Jaya Gaura Bhakta-vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta-vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Karamare Oma Vinate Jayalu Jagat Samsare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Karo More Toma Vina Dayalu Vimagata Samsare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Karamare Oma Vinate Jayalu Jagat Samsare.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Karo More Toma Vina Ke Dayalu Jagata Samsare.
Patita Pavana Hetu Pavavatara Motama Patita Pavu Apaivevara.
Patita Pavana Hetu Pavavatara Motama Patita Prabhu Napaivevara.
Patita Pavana Hetu Pavavatara Motama Patita Pavu Apaivevara.
Patita Pavana Hetu Pavavatara Motama
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Mulukana Kara Ami Varaduti
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Mulukana Kara Ami Varaduti
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Mulukana Kara Ami Varaduti
Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripa Mulukana Kara Ami Varaduti
Oya Kora Sita Pati Advaita Gota Sada Kripa Boleka Chaitanya
Jaya Guru Sita Pati Advaita Gota Sada Kripa Boleka Chaitanya
Oya Kora Sita Pati Advaita Gota Kripa Boleka Chaitanya Nitai
Jaya Guru Sita Pati Advaita Gota Sada Kripa Boleka Chaitanya
Sarusana Tana Upada Guna Satayuga Shiva Ravulokina Sanatana Upada Guna Satayuga Shiva Ravulokina Prabhu Shriva Samachanda Sangrama Hey Naratamura
Prabhu Srinivasa
Prabhu Shriva Samachanda Sangrama Hey Naratamura
Prabhu Srinivasa
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hey
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana, Jai Sachinandana. Gaura, Gaura, Gaura Hari, Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari, Gaura, 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 Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Abuni Chenadi Shri Rasika Radha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakti Ki Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shankara Radha Kandigiri Govaran Ki Lavindam Ki Uturam Ki Jagannath Puri Ki Mufi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Gaura Premananda. All glory to thee, Swami. Glory to thee, Swami. Glory to thee, Swami. Glory to Shri Guru Rashi. Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari
Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari
Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari
Radha Madhava Punjabi Hari
Gopi Jana Balava Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Gopi Jana Balava Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Shri Chaitanya Manavishnu Shapidamyena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamaya Datatisa Padantikam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Reading Srimad Bhagavatam 1:19-17. Iti sma rajadra sayayuta yuta Pachina mulesu usheshu dhira Udan mukho dakshina kula aste Sumaja patnaya sutta niyasta balaha. Translation. And purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In perfect self-control, Maharaj Pariksit sat down on a seat of straw, the straw roots facing the east, placed on the southern bank of the Ganges, and he himself faced the north. Just previously, he had given charge of his kingdom over to his son.
There are still a few people who are asking.
So, the history is that the pastime history is that Krishna wanted that the Srimad Bhagavatam be spoken to a large audience, and therefore he arranged, it's like a pastime, that Maharaj Parikshit would forget his manners and insult the sage. The story was the king, Maharaj Parikshit, was traveling in his kingdom, and he was tired and hot, and he came upon the hermitage of this Shaunaka Rishi. But the Rishi was in meditation. He was oblivious to the outside world. He was in trance. And so he didn't properly greet the king, who was very thirsty and tired. And so the king took it as an insult. And when he was leaving, without any welcoming words or anything, he took the ball he took the ball and picked up a dead snake that was nearby and put it on the Rishi's neck like a garland. And then he left. So when word of that came to his son, the Rishi's son, what was his name? Shringi, thank you. Shringi, the boy took it very seriously. He was just a young boy, 12 years old, something like that. And he decided to curse the king. So he was a Brahmin and he had some power like that. So he cursed the king that he would die in 7 days. So when the king heard about it, he didn't counter curse or he didn't get disturbed. He took it as this is an arrangement of the Lord. And he came to the bank of the Yamuna, Ganga, and he decided to fast until death in 7 days. And when word of this spread, then this boy, son of Vyasadeva, came to the scene, and he was respected. What's his name again? Sukadeva Goswami, thank you. So Sukadeva Goswami, just a young boy, 17 years old, perfectly formed body, and the sages could recognize that this is not an ordinary person. And when he came in, he was surrounded by women and children because he was completely naked, and they were just, making fun of him, kind of. But when the sages saw him, they all stood up. Then the women and children backed away, and he was offered a seat. 17-year-old boy, completely naked. But he was completely self-realized. He had been in the womb of his mother, but he didn't come out because he was. So anyway, the story is that he had heard Srimad Bhagavatam from his father, Vyasadeva, and so he wanted to explain it. So there's a history of that also, how Vyasadeva was not feeling satisfied with after compiling the Vedas, and his spiritual master, Narada Muni, came and told him, "You're not satisfied because you haven't written a book which is dealing solely and wholly with the personality of Godhead." And so Vyasadeva went for meditation, and he got inspired. He saw the Lord in his Maya also, and he compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam, which we're reading now, which is dealing wholly and solely with the personality of God and his devotees. And so Sukadeva heard that while he was in the womb, Sukadeva Goswami, and therefore he began to explain to Maharaj Parikshit the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that was what Maharaj Parikshit heard for those 7 days before he left his body. And now he's preparing to leave the body, as we see. He's sitting in a certain way. Report. The river Ganges is celebrated as the wife of the sea. The seed of kusa grass is considered to be sanctified if the straw is taken out of the earth complete with root, and if the root is pointed towards the east. It is considered to be auspicious. Facing the north is still more favorable for attaining spiritual success. Maharaj Parikshit handed over the charge of administration to his sons before leaving home. He was thus fully equipped for all favorable conditions. Evam chastasmin naradeva deva payo praviste divi deva sangaha parasya momo vyakiran parasunaya mudamuhur dandu vayaschaledu. Translation. Thus the king Parikshit, King Maharaj Parikshit, sat to fast until death. All the demigods of the high planets praised the king's actions, and in pleasure continually scattered flowers over the earth and beat celestial drums. Before, even up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, there were interplanetary communications. And the news of Maharaj Parikshit's fasting until death to attain salvation reached the higher planets in the sky, where the intelligent demigods live. The demigods are more luxurious than human beings, but all of them are obedient to the order of the Supreme Lord. There is no one in the heavenly planet who is an atheist or non-believer. Thus, any devotee of the Lord on the surface of the earth is always praised by them. And in the case of Maharaj Parikshit, they were greatly delighted and thus gave tokens of honor by scattering flowers over the earth and by beating celestial drums. The demigod takes pleasure in seeing someone go back to Godhead. He is always pleased with the devotee of the Lord, so much so that by his adidaivic power, he may help the devotee in all respects. And by that, their actions, the Lord is pleased with them. This is an invisible chain of complete cooperation between the Lord, the demigods, and the devotees of the Lord on earth. So again, people will won't believe, but we believe because we see that this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the most disturbed age. And we can see just by looking around that that's what's going on. Even the nature is being disturbed by the actions of man. And why are the actions of man so sinful? Because it's Kali Yuga. The tendency is to become more and more sinful as the Kali Yuga progresses. And it will go on for another 427,000 years. And then Kalki will come and kill all the demons. And only a few devotees will be left, and that will usher in the next Satya Yuga. So they go Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. So we're not very far into Kali Yuga. And it's predicted that we can make a golden age in the Kali Yuga by following Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chanting Hare Krishna. We can make this age not so sinful. But so far we haven't been able to do that because the devotees are not that prominent in the world. But if devotees become more prominent, then we can change the face of the world to some degree. Otherwise now, people are becoming more sinful. At least that's my experience. I was a child in the United States of America in the 1950s. The people were afraid of God. Everybody believed in God practically. Abortion was illegal. There was no gambling or illicit sex was also frowned upon. Like my sisters, we were an ordinary family, but they didn't think about having illicit sex before they got married. Now, the culture is if you don't have sex by the time you're 15, you're considered an outcast. So what I'm saying is the Kali Yuga is becoming more progressive. Now the government is encouraging gambling and every day. Buy the lotto. This is good. And intoxication. We never even heard of cocaine and these things when we were children. But now it's so common. Drugs and legalized marijuana and so on. The government's they don't know the principles of religion. So they're not doing anything to stop the irreligion that's coming in from every direction. These are the four pillars that religion stands on: cleanliness, austerity, mercy, truthfulness. Then they correspond to illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, meat eating. Meat eating, then we lose our mercy. We can kill the animal, then why not kill the children? And they're doing that. Abusing the children. We saw on this, what's it called? What is it?
Sound of freedom.
Yeah, Sound of
Freedom.
Freedom, the movie that came out. It shows that how many children are being exploited in this world. They're kidnapping children off the street and sending them into be sex slaves. Small children. This is a $350 billion business. So keep hold of your children. Somebody can grab the child and they'll get a good price for the child in Africa or wherever, or here even in America, or Germany, wherever. People buy sex slaves, big business. There's a Kali Yuga becoming more prominent. We don't see how things are getting better. They're claiming, oh yeah, now we're scientific. We're very scientific. We make the cell phone. And on the cell phone, you can Google in pornography. At every step. Pornography is the most frequented on the internet than anything else. So they're using everything for illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, eating. So cleanliness corresponds with, what did I say? Cleanliness, austerity, mercy, and truthfulness. Cleanliness means illicit sex. If you're having illicit sex, your mind is dirty. So cleanliness, mercy, as the meat eating is mercy. Cleanliness, austerity. Austerity means intoxication. You see people get intoxicated, they don't think of any austerity. They're happy in their own, at that time. Nobody's, you can't talk to them even, what to speak of asking them to do some austerity. But we require some austerity. Not very severe austerity, but no illicit sex, no intoxication. This is some austerity. Rise early in the morning. Regularly hear this message. Little austerity, not severe. You don't have to go to the Himalayas, stand on our toes, live in a cave or something. You can stay at home, keep a picture of Krishna, offer your food to Krishna. Little austerity. But they won't bother. No, we don't want any austerity. Austerity, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity, truthfulness. So truthfulness corresponds to gambling. Krishna says of gamblings are in the cheat. So this gambling mentality, you want to get rich quick without working. It's like cheating propensity. Cheating mentality. So these four correspond to our prohibitions. So we have to take a little austerity, a little prohibition in order to approach God. God is pavitram, He's completely pure. So we want to be pure. Then we have to become, we want to meet God, we have to become purified. This is the chanting process. It purifies us. Chaito Dharpanamajan. Purifies the heart from the dirty things. Dirty things in the heart are there. So this is the process. Just like there's a process for cleaning water. Suppose you have muddy water. You can distill it into steam and then again make pure water. There's a process. So there's a process how you can cleanse your consciousness. Because otherwise we're born in the Kali Yuga. Everyone has a sinful propensity. It's a fact. But by taking this process of chanting Hare Krishna, hearing about Krishna's pastime, and devotees like Parikshit, you're hearing about the Lord's devotee, Maharaj Parikshit, and Sukadeva Goswami, the Lord's devotee. So in this way, we can purify our hearts and become qualified to enter the spiritual world. Did I finish the first one? Yes. Okay? We'll do one more. It's 19. Maharshtayo vai namupagata ye tasaya sadviriti anu modan manaha uchchu pragjan graha shilasara yatmutama shloka unabhi rupam. Translation. All the great sages who were assembled there also praised the decision of Maharaj Parikshit, and they expressed their approval by saying, very good, very good. Naturally, the sages are inclined to do good to common man, for they have all the qualitative powers of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they were very much pleased to see Maharaj Parikshit, a devotee of the Lord, and they spoke as follows. Purport. The natural beauty of a living being is enhanced by rising up to the platform of devotional service. Maharaj Parikshit was absorbed in attachment for the Lord, for Lord Krishna. Seeing this, the great sages assembled were very pleased, and they expressed their approval by saying, very good. Such sages are naturally inclined to do good to the common man, and when they see a personality like Maharaj Krishna advanced in devotional service, their pleasure knows no bounds, and they all offer all their blessings in their power. The devotional service of the Lord is so auspicious that all demigods and sages up to the Lord himself become pleased with the devotee, and therefore the devotee finds everything auspicious. All inauspicious matters are removed from the path of a progressive devotee. Period. Meeting all the great sages at the time of death was certainly auspicious for Maharaj Krishna, and thus he was blessed by the so-called curse of the Brahmin boy. This is the art of Krishna consciousness. What appears to be a curse, if we tolerate and we understand that actually there must be some reason for this. The Lord is putting difficulties in my path. It must be for my purification. We think like that, then we don't be disturbed by any condition of this world. This is the mentality we should have. When something inauspicious comes in front of us, then we should think how we can tolerate that, and it will pass by. So the boy with this Maharaj Krishna had been cursed to die in 7 days. Seems like a very bad situation for him, but he turned it into a blessing by approaching Sukadeva Goswami, by fasting, and this way all the sages came to hear, to see what was happening. So he turned into a blessing. But we can also turn. Something may be inauspicious, comes into our life, but if we have the right mentality, we can, and we just tolerate it and think that this inauspicious thing should be worse, but because I'm a devotee, the Lord has minimized it. And that kind of mentality is required. Not that, otherwise the tendency is we blame God. God is the ultimate sanctioner. He allows it to happen, and so we blame him. But no. God doesn't ask us to turn away from him and come to the material world. That's our decision. And once we do that, then we're under the law of karma. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. But the devotee becomes free from karma. He can transcend his karma 100% and qualify to enter into the spiritual world. It's open for all of us. It's not a bluff. You take the Krishna consciousness seriously, then your whole life will be auspicious. And even your family members. Sometimes we heard somebody was talking to me yesterday, his parent doesn't like that they're becoming devotees. But if you remain a devotee, you'll benefit your parents more than if you would if you became a famous doctor in this world and that your parents could brag, yes, my son is a doctor, PhD and ABC. So no, we should think in the long range. There's Shreyas and Preyas. Shreyas means immediate gratification. Maybe I have it backwards. So Preyas, who knows that? These two words. Shreyas, Preyas.
Prayers is short term.
Yeah, Preyas is short term. And Shreyas is long range. So we should try for long range good. A child will immediately, you can't teach the child to offer the food to Krishna. You put a sweet ball in a 2-year-old's hand, he's not going to think, okay, I should offer this Krishna. No, he's going to put it in his hand. He wants immediate gratification. But the devotee is ready to prolong or delay his gratification for pleasing the Lord. And then you'll get the gratification more than he ever thought. Because spiritual gratification is really satisfying. Whereas this temporary prayas that we get from our senses, it doesn't last. It's here today and gone tomorrow. Or even a few minutes. How much can we enjoy food? 1, 2, 3, how many globulins can we eat? Then we get sick. So the spiritual life is not like that. It's increasing. It becomes more and more joyful, more and more satisfying. So even from a practical point of view, we should perform austerity to become a devotee. Read the verse again. All the great sages who were assembled there also praised the decision of Maharaj Parikshit. What was that decision? That he would fast till death and accept the curse of the Brahmins. And they expressed their approval by saying, very good, very good. Naturally, the sages are inclined to do good to common man, but they have all the qualities and powers of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they are very much pleased to see Maharaj Parikshit, a devotee of the Lord, and they spoke. They spoke as follows. Well, let's see what they said. We'll just read the verse. The sages said, O chief of the saintly kings of the Pandu dynasty, who are strictly in the line of Lord Sri Krishna, it is not at all astonishing that you have given up your throne, which is decorated with the helmets of many kings, to achieve eternal association with the personality of Godhead. So this is the best thing for us. Everybody wants the best thing for themselves and for their children. So here it is clearly stated by the sages. The best thing is become a devotee of Krishna. Why not? You don't have to change your position. Remain in the Grihastha ashram with your family, but put Krishna in the center. And then everyone will benefit from you, and your destination is assured. So going back to Godhead. It's open to everyone, and in the Kali Yuga it's been made easy. We're talking about Kali Yuga, how sinful people are, but because of that, the process has been made easy. Just chant this simple mantra. What is that mantra?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Not very difficult, but it gives us this lasting result. It may be a little difficult at first because we're not accustomed to glorifying someone else. We prefer to hear our glories. But once we get into the habit of chanting Hare Krishna, it becomes joyfully fulfilled very quickly. But of course, most people won't get the habit. They think, oh no, I'm too busy. So that's up to us. Okay, any question? There shouldn't be any question actually. This is a very simple philosophy. There's Krishna and there's Maya. We have to choose. We want Krishna or we want Maya. Maya looks attractive. Come, she's inviting us. Come, I'll give you wealth and followers and money and power and fame. You can have all these things if you follow me. That's how Maya is dictating. You want to be recognized as a big scholar or professor or whatever. And so Maya said, yes, just work like a dog and I'll give you this. But those things that we get from the world are very temporary and they don't really satisfy the self. Because we're not of this world, we're spiritual. So how can we be? Just like a fish out of water, it won't be satisfied. Even if you bring them beautiful she-fish and fish food, no, he wants to be in the water. So we're out of the spiritual element. That's our real element, is to be in the spiritual world. Why is that? Because our soul is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. But now it's stuck in this body, which is temporary, full of misery and what is it? And ignorance. Yeah. So we want to get out of this situation, and the process has been made very easy by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Srila Prabhupada. All we have to do is chant this mantra with attention, with devotion, and then quickly we can transcend this cycle of birth and death, samsara. Okay, any other questions? So there was no question. Any question?
Thank you so much for the class, Maharaj. The question is from yesterday's class, if it's okay. I had this confusion, when we say that even if someone chants the holy name of Krishna while criticizing,
I'm not following.
When someone chants Krishna while criticizing, so is it Agyat Sukruti or is it Aparad?
Or making fun of the name?
Yeah, if someone is
No,
criticizing.
that's also good. the story of Lord Chaitanya. Sometimes he would go out and the children would say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, and Lord Chaitanya would cover his ears. So they would chant louder, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So he was blessing them. Even if we say it in Mak, there's some story about a Muslim, right? He was dying by a boar, and he called out, Hari, means, I think, Haram, means horrible. So that was accepted as some kind of namaplas. So no, we can, even if we say it in ridicule, it's still, it works. It's like fire. Fire burns. Whether the child is innocent or someone with knowledge, fire is fire. So the holy name is spiritual. We can't make fun of it. It's still spiritual. Of course, it's better to do it with knowledge and devotion. Anyone else? That's a good question.
King Parikshit turned a bad situation that he was cursed to death in a good situation, and you told we should do the same. But how can we be aware about this, that we understand now I have a bad situation, but I can change it into a transcendental situation? How can we be aware, and how can
Well, that's what requires a guru to help us, and the Shastra is here, and sadhus, the saintly people, they can advise us how to deal with a bad situation. We're practical also, we don't send our children to go out and play in traffic, because it's dangerous. So, but we don't go preaching in the naked dance club. Why not? Those people are very formal. Because we can become also affected. So we have to be a little practical about our position. And we preach in where people are more receptive to hear our message, and they'll ask good questions, and then we can speak more. So we use our intelligence. We don't say throw away intelligence. Use your intelligence and preach to those who are receptive. What's the use of giving pearl to the swine? What Jesus said. Don't give your pearl to the swine. The best pearl we have is this knowledge. Therefore, the 9th defense is there. What is it?
To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy.
So we just avoid them. If they're very faithless and they're against us. There's a story like that, Haridas Thakur. He was preaching in a big assembly, and one impersonal Brahmin, Mayavadi Brahmin, he insulted Haridas Thakur. Because Haridas Thakur was saying, the holy name is so powerful that even a dim reflection of it can give you liberation. And the Brahmin didn't like that. And so he cursed Haridas Thakur. He said, if that's true, your nose should fall off, something like that. And then everybody was upset. And Haridas Thakur just thought, this person is not ready to hear about Bhagavatam. They became indifferent to him because he didn't want to waste his time with him. So he went to somebody who was receptive. That should be our mentality. We avoid the atheists and we preach to the innocent. But we don't hate the atheists, we don't curse them. We just become indifferent to them. Anyone else?
I have actually a following question for my question. We should not preach to the faithless, but for example, when we do Harinams, there might be some people.
Yeah. So that risk we take. Sometimes in assembly also we have to speak to 100 people. Some of them may be envious, but still we preach. We take that risk. That's why the devotee is considered even more kind than the Lord. He's ready to meet the atheists and sometimes preach to them, and sometimes they're converted. I have a personal experience with that. And Srila Prabhupada was preaching in Buffalo, New York. We went to a state college on the other side of town. So devotees came, and there were mostly new people there. And we had a regular program. First, of course, we had Kirtan, and then Jayam prayers, everybody bowed down, and then Prabhupada spoke. And after Prabhupada spoke, one boy, he was sitting behind me on my left shoulder, left side, and he said, he made fun of the devotees paying obeisances. Why are you big on? Nah, 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 nah. He was mimicking what we say, Mao Vishnudaya. And Prabhupada was suddenly, it was like, I don't know exactly what Prabhupada said, but I felt a bolt of energy fly over my left shoulder right into this boy. Like Prabhupada was really disturbed. And he channeled all that on this boy. And the boy didn't know what hit him. You know? He was like, because I think Prabhupada's an old man, he doesn't have that kind of energy. But he really just shot a bolt of energy. Said something, I forget what he said. And then, the class went on and finished it. So next morning, we were on the other side of town. Next morning, this boy, 7 o'clock in the morning, is standing across the street looking at the temple. And you can see he's looking, what the hell hit me yesterday? And he was thinking, what happened to me? And he became a big devotee. He wrote so many books. Krishna Prabhupada was spiritual language. He started a whole Krishna Institute. He became a Sanskrit scholar. So Prabhupada can do like that. He can change people. Yeah.
Following the previous question, you answered that when we stay connected with Guru and devotees, then we know the situation. But one of our gurus is also Chaitya Gurus, right? So how can we always stay connected with the Guru that is within our heart? So how can
we can't always stay connected with the Guru within our heart. That's a very advanced stage. Hopefully we can come to that point. Prabhupada was at that point. Like when the reporter asked Srila Prabhupada in his room, well, this is an international story for Krishna consciousness. How did Krishna get involved? And so he said, the servant said, yes, Krishna gives us intelligence. Krishna gives us intelligence, how to proceed. And Prabhupada said, no, Krishna will directly tell us. So that was Prabhupada's position. He was getting direct communication from Krishna within his heart and telling him what to do this and don't do this. But we can't imitate that. Because our mind, we confuse the mind for the super soul. But when we're at that point where the mind is completely our friend, then it won't trick us. And now the mind cheats us. Our own mind is our worst enemy. Prabhupada said that. What's the biggest obstacle on our path of devotion, Srila Prabhupada? You are yourself. Prabhupada says, you means your mind. The mind is our biggest enemy. This is explained, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 6. Easy to remember, 6:6. Look it up. You want to know?
Maharaj, could you explain? I got to know that you are a very expert person in book distribution. So how can we go about book distribution? How can we introduce?
The first qualification, we have to be sincere, and that's not a technique that you learn. Be sincere by being sincere. If you're sincere and you'd like to please Prabhupada and help him push on his movement, then naturally book distribution will be attractive to you. And you'll feel satisfaction in distributing Prabhupada's book. So we just met a girl in the last Maharaj's tour, and she was saying how she would love to go on the street and distribute books. For me, it wasn't so much a labor of love; it was more like a duty. That I was doing it, and then once you start doing it, the mind may be a check before, but once I got into on the street and meeting people, then it was very joyful. But to get out, maybe sometimes difficult. Your mind will say, oh, Okay, we're going to stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Shri Prabhupada ki. Maharaj Parikshit ki.
Maharaj ki jai. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, all devotees and congregation of iskcon Berlin. We are very grateful for inviting His Holiness Trikram Swami Maharaj to your beautiful temple, and the blessings of the Lordship Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Gaurnita and Srila Prabhupada. And we express our gratitude on behalf of Maharaj for the iskcon Berlin management and the authorities here and devotees. So after so many years, almost 20 years, Maharaj has come to Berlin, and interestingly, in 1970, Maharaj was in Hamburg in Germany, and during that time on March 7th, 1970, from Los Angeles, Prabhupada has written a letter. Based on that letter instructions, Maharaj was inspired to take sannyas, and Maharaj is now 52nd year of sannyas in ISKCON. So this is the last session of Maharaj in this temple, and there will be Harinam in the afternoon and the evening program at Mahaman Prabhu's home. The details will be shared by respective devotees. Last but not least, very important, Maharaj had so much association of Srila Prabhupada and has rendered so many wonderful services, personally massaging him and driving him and going on Harinam, distribute books. Whatever Srila Prabhupada instructed, Maharaj has faithfully executed them and has remained always loyal to Srila Prabhupada throughout his life in his ISKCON and preached the message. And in this book, Maharaj has written his small autobiography and exchanges with Srila Prabhupada, how Maharaj has met devotees and come to ISKCON, and how Maharaj has become a devotee, and his exchanges with Srila Prabhupada. This book has been well received by all the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada and devotees across the world. Just recently, even Niranjana Maharaj and Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj also received the book. They are very appreciated this book. Yeah, this book is available with me, and last chance for today. Any devotees are interested, they can approach me and have the book. And this book will be personally signed with by His Holiness Sri Swami Maharaj. Devotees can have the copy, and Maharaj will be available for any questions or personal interaction. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So thank you Maharaji for being here for 3 days in Berlin temple. So, and we would love to invite Maharaji again to our Berlin. That would be great for us. So Trivikram Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Maharaj will be waiting there.
Yeah, Maharaj will be in the room. If anyone has any spiritual questions or any other doubts, they can ask Maharaj personally. So,
I think we can now chant.
Yeah.
We'll see who's getting.
yes. So after program generally we chant one round. So we will give the beats and we can chant together one round. Yeah.
And then
And after that there would be blessings and prashadam, right? In 30 minutes, in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, right? Krishna. So we'll sing a mantra and then we chant. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
So you know how we chant. So we chant this Hare Krishna mantra which is written there also. So we chant 108 times the number of beats in this. Right. And so we don't touch this finger. This is index finger. So generally we criticize people. That's why we don't touch this finger with the beat. And we can chant like this moving forward, right? And this like this we can chant 108 times Hare Krishna mantra. And we sing one mantra before chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So that is, I'll sing and you can repeat after, right? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadara, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna